Alright, YouTube, how are we doing tonight? This is the current state of the Supermiser. As you can see, body's off of it. Got the batteries out, we got all the wiring pulled. If you look up under the couch here, there's the charger, the brake lines, the front cover, it goes right there. The seat's off, all the electrical has been pulled, all my pedals. Basically, I've torn it completely down to motor, rear diff, an axle, and the rear swing arm section right there. The plan for the evening is to go ahead and get the motor pulled. I'm going to go ahead and pull, well, I'm not going to pull the rear axle just yet. We'll take it down the road to the car wash, and when I say take it down the road, I mean like half a block to the car wash, and I'm going to degrease everything, pressure wash it real good. Where I live at, the car washes here have hot water. They have not really a steam cleaner, but you know, it's hot water because of the winter time. So we're going to carry it down there with some degreaser and some hot water and clean it up real good. When I get it back, I'll go ahead and pull the rear swing arm and the rear axle. Change of plans. Originally I was going to pull the motor and I was going to swap over to a 48 volt system. But talking to one of the guys at work, he does pretty much all of our forklifts and carts and all that kind of shit. Instead, I'm looking at changing that pulley and possibly that pulley to a CV type pulley, which is similar to what is on a dirt bike or a four-wheeler between your engine and transmission. Basically, the pulley starts out like so, and as it gets under more pressure, it kind of opens up. Literally the pulley starts and spreads open. As it spreads open, your belt shrinks down in there and it changes your ratio, so you get a little higher RPM out of it, which would accommodate what I'm doing, because my goal, I want it to run about 20 to 30 miles an hour, and it's less about the MPH and more about the payload. Right now the payload on it's like including passenger 200 pounds, so I want to increase the payload on it to be able to carry a toolbox and myself on it without having to worry. So I'm looking at swapping those over to that. Once I do, once I decide, then that's what I'll do. Either I'll change the motor out or I won't. If I choose to stick with what I have, then I'm going to do a video on the motor. I'll tear it down here in the garage. Take the pulley loose, take the casing out off, pull everything out of the housing. I'll clean up everything I can. We'll check the stator, or well, it's not a stator shaft on these. I forget what it's called, but basically the shaft that your brushes run on, and we'll see if they need any work. If they do, then we'll haul it off, and I'll talk to the guys at the machine shop, and if I'm lucky, we'll be able to let them take a video for us, or let us video the rewinding and machining. Otherwise, I'll put a video up myself. But like I say, as right now, this is where we're at. You can see the front end's not taken off yet, because again, I'm going to carry it to the car wash before I do anything. Once I get that far, then I'll show you the video of everything else. All the springs, these and the ones in the back, are going to get chromed. The front end, I've decided to stick with this front end. It wasn't my original choice, but what I've decided to do is, you can see the holes here, one right here and another one over here. I'm going to possibly redo the piping here. I don't know, I hadn't decided for sure yet, but there used to be a cross member here and a little clipboard. And considering I'm going to continue to use it for maintenance work in the future, I'm going to go ahead and leave that like that and put a new clipboard on it. Other than that, not a whole lot to tell. So there you go. There's the update. That's what's going on. And little by little, we'll get it done. And once I get going on the body work, I'll have one of my boys or my daughter video this, and that way you'll be able to see the what I do as far as the body work goes. For those of y'all wondering about the key situation, the key on this thing is simply a spindle lock. You can see here, it's just a standard spindle lock. It just flips up and keeps you from turning this. So I've acquired another one, and what I'm going to do is replace that lock, and once I get a toolbox to put on it, I'm going to replace the locks on the toolbox so the keys match. But like I say, as right now, that's where we're at. That's what's going on. I know it's not real informative. I didn't show you a whole lot other than torn down Supermiser, but you know, hopefully you get an idea of where we're going with this. And if you have any questions, comments, etc., just post them, and I'll do my best to respond.